Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to my world. Here with that Tokyo Ghoul read chapter 151. And let's just jump right in. Okay, for one thing, there was a lot of washu during this in this chapter. But before I get that, that's gonna be the main meat of this review. Before I get to that, let me go to the ending of the chapter. For one thing, the mangaka is a dick for not showing us his fucking mouth. I want to see fucking Hide's mouth. I want to see what went down. What's going on around this area. I want to see. Like fuck the bullshit. There's not enough shading in the world. There's not enough shadow in the world to hide this and then not hide anything else. No, that's bullshit. I want to see the fucking map. See, I got it now. See, watch. It's not gonna be revealed until like he dies or something. Like Kaneki's back, and then he dies in his arm or something, and they're gonna get like a whole chapter of them just like walking around the fucking first ward or some shit. You know, fucking stupid. And honestly, this part it may be more than it actually is. Like the ring that Toka and Hide was talking about. The ring, to me, I thought they were talking about the ring in like a person's eye, like in Kaneki's eye, because a big thing on how they're going to take down Kaneki is in his eyes, because that's where the RC cells are and stuff, and that's also how the ghouls of the past took down the 24th Ward King, aka the a rogue Washu. They attacked him in the eye, and then that's how like they got to the root of him, his actual body, and that's exactly what they're going to do to Kaneki. And apparently, the former king, he turned to stone, which is interesting. So that big ass Kagune is going to turn to stone after when the host leaves. It kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan, low key, but except in Attack on Titan, like if you leave your Titan, if a shifter leaves their Titan, it just it decays basically. You know what I'm saying? It can't hold its form. I mean, unless you harden it. But aside from that, you know. But I'm getting off topic. Yeah, the ring. The ring is going to be a motivation. It's kind of like a pseudo motivation for Toka to get Kaneki. You know what I'm saying? It's like the ring. What does the ring equal? The wedding, their love, the baby, all that shit, their vows, their drive, their aspirations and dreams. That's basically, the ring is basically a scapegoat, kind of. Not in a bad way. I'm just saying like it's symbolic. It could be symbolic for many things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the beginning of the chapter, you got there's like a little council going on between the ghouls and the CCG. Like they're all like mixed together, and they're listening to the underground, the underground kids, trying to explain like the how to kill Kaneki, not kill Kaneki, how to get Kaneki out, and they're speaking complete gibberish. Even I'm like, it's hard for me. I'm trying to figure out what the hell they're saying. I'm trying to decode and stuff. I'm like thinking maybe the mangaka like made like a code to where like you could like read it, maybe like take out every like third or fourth letter, and then maybe it'll make sense. But I'm still like I was able to like pick out like 2 or 3 words out of a sentence, and I'm like, whoa. But apparently Toka knows how the fuck they speak, and I'm like, how? I mean, Toka low key, I mean, she did kind of grow up on the streets, but still, at the end of the day, how do you understand what the fuck they're saying? Basically, that's all for the beginning of the chapter. That's basically all. And then they basically already know how to defeat Kaneki. It's just like, you know, from the eyes, and then, you know what I'm saying, to RC cells and all that shit. Then they're gonna find his actual body, take him out, and then Big Man Boom, they're gonna be done. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is he has so many fucking eyes, and if he activate like in last chapter, if he activates more of his Kagune and then like those paper cranes, remember he has like a bunch of them, more than the average ghoul. If he activates them and then actually takes them out, then yeah, he's gonna be a lot bigger, more eyes. So then that's gonna be a lot more trouble for the CCG and GOAT itself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's when we get into the part with Kimi and Nishiki, and I actually like this because it's very thought provoking. Because Kimi, she's trying to figure out like how to like take out the RC cells within Kaneki and like excavate them and scavenge them and stuff like that, and she's trying to like differentiate the RC cells from Kaneki, but Kaneki's like mixed up with the RC cells, you know what I'm saying? And then Nishiki comes and they started talking, and they had their little thing back in the day, and they basically end up talking to the point where she explains what happened and where she went and what happened when she left. Basically, she went to Kano. You know what I'm saying? Aside from all the bullshit, she went to Kano because the research that he was doing was to help humanity, point blank, period. And that hit her to where she's like, because the main thing she wants to do is like, I don't know if it's mend, but like it's kind of like she wants the relationships between ghouls and humans to, yeah, basically mend, because she doesn't want people to look at her weirdly or like look at her like wrongly or look at it as wrong or societal definition of right and wrong when she's like with a ghoul, aka Nishiki. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to change that attitude of how people perceive ghoul type relationships more so than what Kano wanted was like the how you practice ghoul research and the RC cells and all that. I mean, that's still a part of it because her argument is like, yeah, I can use Kaneki who has stem cells inside of him, and you already know how good like if you don't know what stem cells are, go look it up. Stem cells are basically like, it's basically like what's in a babies have stem cells before they're actually like babies inside of like the stomach. They're like when they're like fetuses, they have stem cells. You know what I'm saying? So you could take that out. Like if you have an abortion, you could take it out, and then you could use the stem cells for like stem cell research, and that could like, stem cells are useful, but it's like it's a touchy subject because you know what I'm saying. It goes into the debate whether or not a fetus is life and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna end it right there. But basically, yeah, go look it up. It's pretty fucking interesting. And yeah, he basically says Kaneki has stem cells in him, and she's gonna use those. And there's like no limit to what you could possibly do. And then Nishi's like, yo, wait, hold on. For one thing, you can't use Kaneki as a bench or a marker for helping humanity and ghoul kind to work together. But and which is kind of true because Kaneki killed all those people. It's like it's not gonna happen. But she brings up a good point as well, and she's like, look at Kaneki. Kaneki, even though he has the attributes of a ghoul, at the end of the day, he's a human. And you got humans and ghouls, for one thing, working together, and also ghouls himself working under Kaneki, who himself is a human, is a man. You know what I'm saying? And going out and trying to figure out how to help that man, solving his problems. So it kind of flips Nishiki what he was saying on its back. So in a way, I agree with Nishiki. Like you can't use Kaneki as a marker, but like if you look at it as just like he didn't, not putting aside everything that he did, he is a man, and you're ghouls, and you're working under him. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it like that, then yeah, she's right. But if you look at it like at face value, like look at what the fuck he did, then you're like, okay, Nishiki's right, and she's crazy. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and it gets you thinking on like, because Nishiki's always, I feel like he's always on the opposite side. Like he's always like a pessimist. You know what I'm saying? like I think I'm using that word right. like he's always like, yeah, pessimist. Yeah, he's always looking on the bad side of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, the argument, it was I like it. It was really good. It was really good, especially coming from a couple. Yeah. You know, and middle of the chapter, we get a little thing between Matsuri and Yuri. Yuri, he's leaving the queues to go back to the conference room basically, and he runs into Matsuri, and then Matsuri, he's talking to Yuri, and they're talking about the 24th Ward King and all that stuff, and how he was a Washu, but then he defected because he didn't like Washus. And Matsuri says it's like interesting on how Kaneki took the form of the former king who also had that type of form. You know what I'm saying? And Washu, he said if it was his plan, if it was up to him, how he would deal with Kaneki is basically the same way how they dealt with him and putting him underground. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, you shut the fuck up. You haven't been here. You haven't been in the chapters for a good while. So you should. I've never really liked his character. He always felt like he was scheming and up to something. Not like Ferrata, who he was up to something. With this guy, you're like, this man is like, he's up to something, but you're like, you don't really care, because I feel like he's just so self he's a dick, basically. He's a dick. That's the right word. But yeah. And he basically says in this chapter he's going to get revenge for his father for V killing them. And I'm like, yo. And then V shows up where the police are and the ghouls are, helping people trying to get out from where Kaneki is, wrapped around the in the city. And if I'm not mistaken, was that Takaomi who came out the cut? Yeah, that's Takaomi, because Takaomi's out of jail now because of emergency reasons. And if that's him, hey, it's going down. But yeah, with that being said, that's the end of the chapter review. And this chapter, I like it. I like the especially the Kimi Nishiki stuff. Really like it. Yeah. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to know